Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions, and I am back with BTS, and the song is On. I think the full name is On Kinetic Manifesto, but I could be wrong. You can correct me on that. Official music video. I got a lot of requests after posting a couple of BTS reactions. Thank you very much for that, but some viewers let me know that this was kind of an answer to Black Swan, which I've already put up, or sort of the next step or whatever. So I thought, well, this probably makes sense to do this one next. And I know some of you say the next one is, and you give me a name, but when you get, you know, a dozen of those, I can't do them all next. One of them has to come next. So this seems to make sense here. And I love the Black Swan one, and I think I got a lot of meaning out of that one. And a lot of viewers sent me more information about that particular video, but sort of in general. So I've been learning more about BTS. So thank you for that. So much information that's impossible for me to memorize it all or to remember it all. But I will keep sort of moving and learning as I go. But I also like to enjoy the music and enjoy. So sometimes you can get bogged down by uh, too much information about everything else and then lose sight of what's important is the music and the message. And lyrically, Black Swan was incredible. Had a lot of meaning for me. Certainly had in my younger years a lot of difficulties. They're still there, but I've learned to cope with them in different ways, and I think that's partly what it was about. And the shadow and whatnot, I think was very, very important. It had a lot of meaning. I've read the lyrics to this song, which, as I say, some viewers said was sort of an answer to that or whatever. And so again, I see in the English lyrics version uh, a lot of connections, and it will be different for different people, but I do see a lot of connections. So from my short story, I have two volumes of short stories. The title is the same for both. My Apologies, A Troubled Mind is a Terrible Thing to Waste. I don't know if I'm holding that correctly for the camera to see. But in the preface to this is volume two, I've said over the years I have learned to befriend most of the characters that roam around the synapses of my mind, innumerable though they are, and often recalcitrant. At the time of writing, this was not always the case. Now I wouldn't, and possibly couldn't, live without their devious agendas, constant feuding, and preposterous interpretations. And then I go on to say that if you can't befriend your demons and have thoughts of suicide, call your local or national helpline, and I provide the one for Canada in there. But I know other countries have them as well, and that is because those most of the stories I wrote for Volume 1 and Volume 2 were written back in the 1970s and 1980s when I was, in fact, having serious difficulties continuing to live and learning to cope, and so I eventually published those stories. Only I think the first volume went, maybe it was 2020, 2021, something like that, and the other one came after. The stories had already been written. I wrote a couple new ones too, but most of these are from back then. And even the newer stories, I don't know if anyone can actually separate them from the older stories. So there's a lot. Voice is still going on up here. You learn to cope. That's all. You learn to cope, I hope. And I hope that not only the members of BTS, but of course their viewers, because I've learned from a lot of information from viewers and other things that they're very dedicated to helping their army, so to speak, and so that's very, very good. Now I'm going to forget what I've already said and what I should say, but don't forget to check in the description my playlist for BTS. It's small right now, but it will grow. Also a link to BTS. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you don't mind. Thank you very much to everyone who has. I should say that in the description there will also be links to my books. I have several, and you can read them for free if you have Kindle Unlimited, and I try to keep the price down otherwise as well. So you can check that out. My other channels down there. Just check everything out. All right, let's have a listen to BTS On. Big hit.
I can't understand what people are saying. 어느 장단에 맞춰야 될지 한 발자국 되면 한 발자국 켜지는 shadow.
잠에서 눈을 뜬 여긴 또 어디 마침 서울도 뉴욕을 Paris 일어나니 휘청이는 뭐 Look at my feet down 나감은 그림자 흔들리는 건 이놈인가 아니면 내 작은 발끝인가 그 차는 리었잖아 그 차는 리었잖아 그래도 안 너 서쪽의 앞로 적감한 바람과 함께 날아
Hey na na na,
미치지 않으려면 미쳐야 해
hey na na na.
I'm not going to stop too often, but gotta go insane to stay sane. And yeah, that's sort of what I was talking about in the preface. You've got to, and I sometimes say today, if it wasn't for my insanity, I wouldn't still be here. I wouldn't still be alive. Now, I don't mean literally I'm insane. I'm not going around doing insane things all the time, but the things that ramble around up here, and I'm sure it's the same for many of the viewers, um, you feel sometimes like you're going insane, but that dark or sort of crazy sense of humor, I honestly think that is what keeps me going. Now that I've befriended those voices, and here they're calling it shadow, and the shadow resembles you. Yeah, I think it's in you. It's a part of you.
적감한 바람과 함께 날아
Hey na na na,
미치지 않으려면 미쳐야 해
hey na na na.
나를 다듬고 이 뒤쪽 세상에
Can't hold me down 'cause you know I'm a fighter.
제발로 들어온 아름다운 감목
Find me and I'm gonna leave it young.
가져와 bring the pain on yeah all the time bring the pain on yeah
Bring me forest, I keep falling every day. Oh na na na. Got your wine, bring the pain on.
bring the pain 모두 내 피와 살이 되겠지 bring the pain 너 fear 받는 법을 알겠지 작은 것을 breathe 그거 어둠 속 내 산소와 breathe 내가 날게 하는 것들의 힘 넘어져도 다시 일어나 scream 넘어져도 다시 일어나 scream 언제나 우린 둘의 숨이 설령 내 눈앞이 땅이 닿을지 온종 파묻히지 않는 이상 그저 끌어내뿐인 좀 내가 girl we no matter we no matter what we no matter what 내가 많았던 누가 많았던 I don't give a I don't give a I don't give a yeah
Hey na na na,
미치지 않으려면 미쳐야 해
na na na.
나를 다듬죠 이 뒤쪽 세상에
Can't hold me down 'cause you know I'm a fighter. 제발로 들어온 아름다운 감목. Find me and I'm gonna live it young.
가져와 bring the pain on yeah all the time bring the pain on yeah
Bring me forest, I keep falling every day. Oh na na na. Got your wine, bring the pain on.
나의 고통이 있는 곳에 내 가슴 쉬게 하소서 My everything my
Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful voice. I haven't got the names of the people down, but yeah, they're all good, but that's gorgeous coming in there, and it's not manipulated as much. So yeah, really gorgeous. This opening, this wall, it reminds me of, I think it was a series of movies, actually, not just one movie, but I can't remember what it was, where the kids were sort of trapped and had to escape. I can't remember what it was. Sort of reminded me of that. Gorgeous, gorgeous videography, really beautifully done.
나의 고통이 있는 곳에 내 가슴 쉬게 하소서 My everything
Gorgeous. The conch makes me think of Lord of the Flies now. Mm, nice. Great choreography again. Mm. Mhm. Very nice. Beautiful videography. No more dream. Hmm. Dream. No more dream, dream. Okay, so I let it go right to the end because some of you said you got to go to the end. Sometimes there's something else, and maybe the something else in this one was the no more dream, dream, and you didn't want me to miss that. But the problem with going right to the end is the ads pop up, and then I have to cut, do another video, put them together. So that's why sometimes I stop just a second or two before the end. But anyway, no more dream, dream. I'm not sure. There's a lot that could be extracted from here, and I think different people will extract somewhat different messages and things. Of course, that's personal to you, and that's great. That's fantastic. Even when an artist writes, and including my own stories, if someone interprets them differently than I had intended them, that's just the way it is with art. I mean, that's the way it doesn't mean they're wrong. Just because I meant something different when I wrote it, it doesn't mean they're wrong. Um, Now, normally, you know, probably you should have some kind of a reason for it. Why do you think that way? But here, no more dream, dream. I'm just wondering if that means, again, getting control of that shadow or those shadows or those voices or however um, whatever you experience yourself or your anxiety, depression, etc. Um, and then you can dream, right? So you maybe getting rid of the nightmare or getting control of the nightmare, and then you can dream. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm extending it too far. Maybe I'm extrapolating it a little beyond. But and I love this. The videography was beautiful throughout, and this, climbing up to the peak here, and you've got the sky and the clouds, and it's all very beautiful. Um, I the vocals were quite good. I especially like when you can hear the vocals clearly without any manipulation. But I understand that there's a lot that goes on these days with music and things that we didn't hear so often before, let's say. but that's fine. But and instrumentally, yeah, it was very very uh, exciting. It drew you in. It all drew you in. The dancing, amazing choreography again, um, but also the dramatic scenes that were happening throughout the video. You could go over and over it and extract something different each time. It's like a mini movie. So yeah, excellent. Really did like it. Sometimes I stumble over my words or thoughts, and some people might have an issue with that. I'm sorry, but I come in, I did look at the English lyrics ahead of time because people told me to. I don't always do what I'm told, by the way, either. But I thought it might be a good idea. Uh, but I do like to come in and go through and say my thoughts off the top of my head. I don't watch ahead of time. I don't plan everything I'm going to say ahead of time. So if there's stumbling, that's why, because I invite you to try doing it honestly the very first time and say everything clearly the very first time. It's not as easy as you might think. Maybe you're just a lot better than I am. Anyway, let me know what you think about this one. I'm very, very interested. I'm quite impressed with BTS so far, and I've only seen a little bit. So I'm looking forward to doing some more reactions to them. Uh, don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to check in the description for my playlist of BTS, but also a link to their channel to go and subscribe and like and comment and support the artist. And of course, subscribe here if you don't mind. I really do appreciate everyone who has. Let me know what else you'd like me to react to. It could be BTS, but it could be somebody else. I'll add it to the regular list. If you want it much quicker, check in the description. It's very easy. Just buy me a coffee. Let me know what you want me to react to, and you will get yours a lot quicker than on the regular list, which is really, really long. All right, it is Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Keep listening, keep having fun. Bye bye for now.